Welcome to the fifth video of the Spaghetti Junction game in a series of 6. This will feature games 9 and 10, and we are doing, as stated before, we're doing a feature on the road building tactics used at the end of game 10, so hang on for that if you're interested. In game 7 we saw Sheffield's last 2 trucks pit London's last 1 truck, and they nearly managed to pull off the same stunt in game 8. It's just that London managed to keep pace with them, and Cardiff jumped in with a 3-way tie right at the finish. In a hellishly complicated game, by the way, as this season gets towards the business end, that went into 8 rounds of road building, so there's a lot of sabotage and a lot of tactics in play. Here are the league tables. Belfast are holding a 12-point lead over Newcastle, so this is very good for them. They can't be caught on as long as they don't louse things up. They are heading for the championship unless something quite dramatic happens or somebody else wins the bonus points. Anyway, we're moving into game 9 now, and off we go with round 1, and it will be Edinburgh to kick off from the where are we, 2 o'clock position there, I think. Is that right? Yep, 2 o'clock position for Edinburgh. And they've gone towards Glasgow. So that's an anti-clockwise move from Edinburgh, which means that they won't get any more assistance until the end of the round. But they've done that deliberately to try and exclude Belfast, who, here we go, they're hopefully going after Belfast, after Glasgow and Edinburgh. So there we go. We're into round 2 of road building already. Away it goes. It gets pretty complicated first up, and we shall see what progress can be made. It may be that Edinburgh were trying to do Glasgow a favour as well, because Glasgow tried to get Edinburgh out of a hole last time round. It didn't really work. So everybody getting as far as they can go in round 2, and we will move on to round 3 very shortly. Oh, I see. Edinburgh and Glasgow have attached themselves to London and Sheffield's road, so they are getting pretty close down here in the southwest. Yes, the road has been completed to Bristol, and Glasgow are running down into Bristol now, so they will almost certainly take those. Yes, they have, first across the diametrically across the board, so 10 points for them. That's brilliant. Belfast still haven't managed to join their lead truck up to the main road network. They're over there on the right outside Newcastle, though, just in front of Newcastle, but a bit of a queue has formed behind them. Other things starting to happen now. Let's see what we can see. There's been a loop there that was presumably designed specifically to keep Liverpool out of Sheffield, but Sheffield, they've now arrived, not soon enough to win the bonus points. Edinburgh and Glasgow are still stuck in base as well. Not enough exits to get their trucks out, unfortunately, just like Belfast. Hopefully they will all move soon. Yeah, here we go. Here go Edinburgh and Glasgow now. The rest of their train are out, and Belfast as well. They've managed to join up to the road network. Lots of exits to play with, so all their trucks are on the move, and that means that the trucks trying to get into Belfast can go, and now the trucks going into Glasgow can go as well. So lots of things happening on the top of the board there. Belfast convoy coming through there. Edinburgh down here now already by the bottom of the board. Glasgow are following behind them. Big queue forming over in, well, across the middle of the board right now, with Birmingham at the front of it. They're all trying to get in the southwest, which is kind of been blocked off. It's quite impregnable there. A little bit of a fortress going on in the southwest. London, Cardiff and Bristol destinations, but we shall see what happens. It's all getting clogged up again. Here comes Glasgow's train on the way towards Sheffield and Leeds, with Edinburgh as well behind them, and we're running up now towards a little bit of time where we ought to maybe stop it and see what's going on, because here comes Belfast now into Leeds and Sheffield, so that's good behind Glasgow there. So Belfast have managed to escape, but they're all in that queue across the middle of the board. So that's quite fascinating. Now we're going to stop it here because you see here that Edinburgh, Glasgow, Belfast, Cardiff, Leeds and Sheffield and London are already in the southwest enclave here of Cardiff, Bristol, and will include London. Birmingham have got to pick the lock at the head of that queue and get the rest in. So here we go. Let's see how they manage to force their way in. So this is what they're going to do. Coming down here towards the front here with Manchester and Leeds behind them. They've also got a Newcastle truck plus Liverpool plus Belfast. So all the other candidates here, all the other boys who were left out of that loop, they're all it's hellishly complicated route they've had to take. But they're now getting into this enclave now. And meanwhile, Edinburgh has got no trucks in it. And Leeds are at the head of that convoy. So as soon as Leeds hit 11 trucks, they're going to win it. And they have. So over there on the top, on the right-hand side, you've got Edinburgh completely empty, not a single truck. Leeds are at the top of that queue. As soon as they go, as soon as they get in, they've won this particular match. So there we go. Win for Leeds. And you'll see Leeds there. You see Newcastle managed to get a truck into Leeds right at the death. We've got a couple of other stragglers hanging around. So here's the result of game 9. Leeds managed to get a win finally. Newcastle managed to send a second truck into Liverpool and got disqualified, and that left them down in the bottom with Edinburgh, who their lead didn't work for them at all, although it worked for Glasgow and got them, like Edinburgh and Newcastle, the bonus points for the second time. So here is the league table. Belfast still retain a 10-point lead. Glasgow got the bonus points. They would have been laughing their socks off at Newcastle's demise in that game. So there we are. That's the way it looks. And we're going to move on now to game number 10. In the last two games, they tried to isolate Belfast. It simply didn't work. They could use pre-existing roads to roll up behind, never under compulsion, just tripping along very nicely without any problems at all. Newcastle to kick off in game 10 from the 3 o'clock position. Here we go. I think standard opening gambits from everybody, all teaming up in pairs. That's sort of quite unusual, I think. So into round 2 already. Newcastle heading straight across the board, trying to get to Birmingham. Lots of trucks out already. It looks like an open game. There's a bit of a clog up on the right hand side. Newcastle and Leeds are blocking Edinburgh and Glasgow over there on that loop. Newcastle will be told to shift that truck. There we go. That's allowed Edinburgh and Newcastle out. But everything happening now, we're into round 3 and we seem to, we need to stop this because Belfast are within 6 road spaces of London. That is 10 bonus points if they win them, and that is championship over because they will be out of sight over the horizon. It's a rout, basically. So the teams have got to now team up to keep Belfast from getting to London and the bonus points. So we'll see how they do. They've turned away from London towards Cardiff. So Belfast have gone off in a different direction, but a close call there for every other team because I don't think that was spotted at first. I believe it was Birmingham who actually spotted it. Nobody else did. Cardiff have won the bonus points, by the way, because In order to keep Belfast away from the bonus points, they helped Cardiff get them. So Cardiff are in Edinburgh for their diametric 10 bonus points. Most trucks now are out of their bases and on the way. Not a lot to report at the moment. I think I'm right in saying that Belfast have missed a turning and they've been pulled up in the middle near the top there. And Liverpool as well in front of them. So we'll just wait to see how they are released when another one comes past eventually. So not too much happening now. We're moving up towards a new round of road building and then things will start to happen. So that looks like it now. Yes, we're away. Sheffield are coming into Bristol. Lots of things happening now. Oh, lots of destinations filling up all at once. 5 at once at the moment. So the leaderboard is up. London, Liverpool and Bristol are at the top, with Cardiff, Birmingham, Manchester all on 7. Sheffield, Newcastle have joined 7. Leeds on 7. Edinburgh on 7. Glasgow on 7. And that leaves Belfast. Oh, what's happened to Belfast? Just doing a quick look round, and my guess is they haven't gone into Manchester. Well, that is remiss of them because they're usually so efficient. So I don't know what's happened to them, and we shall see what they do to get themselves out of that. Logically, they would redeploy one of these trucks that are in the middle in the foreground. That's the way they would do it. Whether they will, of course, is not. Perhaps they're a little bit flummoxed. They're not used to making a mistake. This is certainly the first major mistake they've made. They're probably, I would think, going to. There's one there that's on a plinth behind a Liverpool truck, and they're probably going to ask him to double back round to that junction. I think that's probably what they're going to do. So we'll see how that happens. That's in the middle there at the top, near the top. So are they going to send one of these boys back? No, not at the moment. They haven't. Because they need them in the south, in the eastern sector, should we say, Newcastle, Leeds, Sheffield and London. They need 4 trucks down there, so they've left it to the other one that's near the top behind Liverpool on that plinth. Edinburgh just racing up north. That's what they should do, you see. Past masters like Edinburgh and Sheffield, they do emergency redeployments all the time, but Belfast are not used to this sort of situation. So everything happening now with this whopping great queue at the front here. Belfast have got their 7th truck, but that's still not gone into Manchester. That's gone somewhere else. So Newcastle pulled up just outside London. Manchester at the top there have pulled up just outside Liverpool, hoping to delay it all until presumably they are the last to complete, and then they win. But there's no guarantees of that. We'll see what happens now. Everything happening at the bottom right here. Edinburgh and Glasgow just pulling into Sheffield. Sheffield and London have missed going into Sheffield. How strange. They've forgotten that there's this other pair. There is a loop here that has been created by London turning the route round, and they will be wary of that. Adjudication won't allow them to put in a perpetual loop. That's a trap. They will insist on a junction being put in there on the right hand side. We can see the arrow just going off screen there. That's not in the spirit of the game to trap them like that, but quite amusing in its own way. So we are getting to the end game now. Everything coming to conclusion, and who is going to win this one? It is going to, well, we don't know where they are. Here we are. Is Leeds coming into Newcastle now? They've won it. Another win for Leeds, second on the trot. How about that? That's sudden run of form for Leeds there. Very good for them. So there is the result. Edinburgh right on their tail. Glasgow were, but they had a stranded truck, so they're down among the dead men, unfortunately. The league table now looks like this. Belfast with their calamity, not getting into Manchester, have now been pegged back to within 5 points of Liverpool. So that has opened the season up. Now here is the game 10 special feature, which is the tactical analysis of the different rounds involved. Round 3 here. I'll just leave you to watch this. Pause it if you wish. Compulsion, I should say, is when you are at the front of a convoy of 4 or more trucks, you are compelled to move it. So there we are. That's the way it looks. The league table again. Belfast have been pegged back, but can they be overhauled? We wait to see in the last couple of games. Should be very tight and exciting, I think. Join us again for those.